Ikoka listed, Professor Ni Ikoka listed as the interlocutor. Unfortunately, he's not able to join us because of the blisters in northeastern America. But we've been able to find, between last night and today, to find a very suitable replacement. It's my pleasure to bring here Rokpo Ewenla. He's very popular. Rokpo is first of all a performer, he's an actor, he's a singer, he's a director, the founder of the Ibadan Playhouse. But essentially, Rokpo is a cultural researcher. And that's why we're putting him here. And he also gets engaged in politics. And then currently he's the secretary of but we've been able to find poets, essayists, and novelists to find a very suitable. Sorry, I have a Chinese phone, and my pleasure to be here. Rokpo. So it's also involved. It's poets, essayists, and novelists. I mean, they make case for writers and artists who are imprisoned or who are oppressed around the world. I present to you Rokpo Ewenla interrogating very popular Gian Eltari. Thank you. Rokpo is first of all, I just got the word from you, but essentially, Rokpo interviewing, interlocuting, and that's why we're putting him here. And he also gets engaged in politics. And
Thank you very much,
secretary of
but
we've been poets, essayists, and novelists.
In conversation, which has actually started.
Sorry, I have a Chinese phone.
Those questions and answers. On behalf of everybody, I welcome again
it's also involved
and to your first
poets, essayists, and novelists. I mean,
iREP
they make case for
2007.
writers
I hope you've
and
been having a
artists
nice
who
time.
are imprisoned or who are oppressed around the world. I present to you Rokpo Ewenla.
What do you think we are not getting right
very popular
in terms of
Thank you. Rokpo is
posts?
first of all, I just got the word from you, but essentially interviewing, interlocuting,
Apart from the
and he also
filmmaker,
gets engaged in
with what we saw you do yesterday, and
Secretary
on
of,
screen yesterday, and what you've done today,
pen,
and of course going back to your
poets,
background
essayists,
as
and
a
novelists.
political scientist, which has actually started by training.
I have a Chinese phone.
You
On
keep
behalf of everybody.
saying,
I welcome
you keep
again.
drawing our
Also
attention to the
involved
fact
with,
that something is not
poets,
working
essayists,
right
and,
for us.
they
From
make
your
case
perspective,
for
as a
writers
professional, you've been
and
having a nice
artists
time. We are not getting right.
who
So,
are oppressed
in
around
post-colonial
the world.
governance,
I present to you Rokpo
what do you
Ewenla.
think we are not getting right?
Very
Wouldn't I
popular.
be president of the world if I knew that? How can I even answer
You'll be a
this?
candidate. There may be others. What we saw you do yesterday.
I mean, I think if I knew, I would stop making films, because part of the reason I make films is that I really need to find out, and the process of making a film is more about me wanting to go through that trajectory as much as it is sharing it with the people. So my own interrogations are continue, but let me try and answer you. I think, and maybe probably this film, and the second one of the one we'll see tomorrow, come closest to a bit of the answer. I think me wanting two things. I'm going to be a bit radical, but you know, why not? First of all, I think that the mythology of independence were reconstructed in a way that cut out a lot of people. We think today of South Africa as the ANC. Well, what happened to the PAC? What happened to Azania? What happened to Black Closeness? And all these people, the construction of the mythologies of going to be a bit post-independence somehow needed to consolidate the future around a single narrative. And you can see this happening everywhere. Look at Algeria. Everybody fought in Algeria. Suddenly it was just the FLN. And we can go on and on and on and take the countries one by one. What happened even Guinea-Bissau, everywhere. And I think this need to have a single narrative cuts a lot of people out of the engagement with the future. And the second thing is, and you know, and we talked a bit about cutting the women out, but it's cutting the women and the populations out, and it's becoming kind of an elite sphere where, I mean, and we see it today. Look at even just sort of who is married to who, and which businessman where and what. To have a single becomes a very elitist, a lot of centric engagement with the hierarchy that is directly connected to the struggle, directly connected to the nostalgia of the past. And I think that's a major problem, which then leads me to the second point, which is, for some reason, nobody ever questioned, are the people who we hail as our heroes, and that I insist to underline are our heroes, did they have the right set of qualifications to then govern a country? You don't have the same, it doesn't belittle you in any way to be a struggle hero and not have the qualifications for investment banking. That was not what you were designed to do. But in every country what has happened, the struggle heroes became by definition the hierarchy that led our countries, but they were not qualified to do that. They were qualified to spark our dreams and our major problems, but not to run a country. And you know, we can go through. None of them were qualified to run countries. Are the people? But that's what they did, and that's where we are. And that I insist to underline our.
Thank you very much, Jan. It seems that a good number of people in the house
to then govern a country. You don't have the same,
some kind of
it doesn't belittle you in any way to be a struggle hero and not have the qualifications for investment banking. The questions that was not what you would say.
I don't see. Because
I can't answer all the problems of the world.
You did well, and I mean, it's good for us to actually have a conversation and not an interlocution.
And you know,
yes, I understand. Yeah, so
none of them.
I mean, she just thinks that I'm trying to put the whole problem of the world on her. Now, I mean, that's also because you don't take on. Thank you very much. I mean, how many filmmakers have come up with a kind of, your over shows that you are too passionate to be let go just with a part. We can't just say take a bow.
I mean, good. Ask him.
So, I mean, then, taking a seat keenly observe and document on the kind.
The world.
You did well. Any sign that this problem have been conversation and responded to positively? I mean, it's not just enough to say we've seen this. Do you suggest? Do you suppose? Is that an inkling? Is that something that gives you a little ray of hope that we might? Because now it cuts across. How many from South Africa to from Becky to whatever to Amika Kabara to Patrice Lumumba to Sankara. There's always that.
Good. Ask him.
Just need to find. I mean, it's time. A technique. It's a way in which and I mean, maybe when we begin to throw the thing up the audience too, we need to find out that we have been discussing the problem for too long, so we know it. Once we know it, what do you think positively?
You know, I really think that we have structural problems. And I'm going to answer this, and then I'm going to, I think the right word is gerrymandering, but I'm not sure. I'm going to go out of the political issues and go into filmmaking about political issues. I think we have structural problems. What absolutely every revolution, maybe with the exception of the Cuban Revolution, not even the Russian, mainly the exception of the Cuban, we did not destroy the foundation of our colonial past. And so the actual, when you just think of a house, okay, if you're building a house and you rebuild on the exact same pillars and the structures, you're going to get the same house back. The one that you destroyed, and it's going to be the same. Because that's gerrymandering you have to work with. And I think none of us had the time or the capacity to look into the foundation and say, what is it we're going to change? And I think, I'm not going to get into Cuba for a long time, but I think that is not why Cuba was such a threat. And that is why Cuba was, I mean, why would you want to keep such a tiny island under sanctions for 50 years? Honestly. And so the actual, it's because what they did is the problem is the educational system, all these systems that we are not going to build upon structures. Look, I'll actually tell you a personal story, the one that gives me away a bit. My niece was getting married, okay? And I was in the middle of doing my Egypt film and the colonial this and the colonial that. And I was standing on this little bridge that, you know, and people were walking in. And I suddenly realized that's the son of, that's the grandson of this person, and this person was such a threat. I was in my own house in feudal territory. The sons and daughters of the feudal landlords were the ones who had the capacity to become the top of the hierarchy because they spoke languages, they had formal instruction, so they became the top of the heap of the post-colonies. So what did we change? We didn't change anything structurally. And if you look at every country on the continent, we haven't done that. And I was standing on this little bridge. We haven't done our post-colonial work. And so my film tomorrow, that's the actual heart of in my own three-part series of tomorrow is about the failure of the post-colonial state. And I think we failed as post-colonial states. So now I'm going to take you to the filmmaking of all of this. Because first of all, I don't think I am credible in any way to make these big statements. I'm just a filmmaker. So I just research and try to figure things out. Now, how do you tell the top of the hierarchy piece together? They spoke languages in a film. Because in our day and age, they became the visual world is actually all our children really care about. I have 2 kids, structurally. And even when she's doing her homework, she has an iPod and a phone and all these gadgets, and I'm telling her, take all this away, where's your homework? This is my homework. And so my film tomorrow gone into a digital visual age. So when we talk about transmission and things like that, we need to keep this in mind. So making films like this is about piecing together our history. This is a format that is almost becoming old school. So how do you choose the moments that are relevant? So one of the biggest tasks I have for that takes me about a year. I know you'll think I'm lazy and it takes me to do everything, but no. Now, I literally do a chronology for this film. I had a 700-page chronology, day by day, what happened. And you have to look at this chronology after you constitute it, and you find the moments that are turning points. There's a before and there's an after. All these. And it's these turning points that are shared away. Where's your narrative? So that's what I try to tell you. We've gone into a digital visual. How can I reconstruct when we talk about except based on the memory of the people that exist? Because that's the closest I can get. Now, part of my hard work that I have to do, I have to be able to talk to this person, recall his memory, and make sure that I remember more than he does about that event. Because you'll come to a point and he'll say this and that. Actually, I'll tell you a real story. King Hussein of Jordan was telling me this whole thing, and he was making a fantastic argument, sort of got him off the hook. And at some point, I got to let him go to the end, and I said, but Your Majesty, this person you're talking about was and you have to look
after you constitute
And
it,
he sort of
and you
stood
find
there,
the moments
oh,
that
must
that
have been another
turning
conference
point.
then.
There's a before and there's an after. All these,
Is it the same
and
person?
these just away. Where's your homework? So that's what I try.
And what that meant is that now that I've caught you, what is the answer to that question?
On memory.
But if I had taken, if I hadn't done my homework, I would have taken for granted it was happening then.
To this person, recall his memory,
going on?
And make sure that I remember more than he does.
Okay.
About that. Because you'll come to a point and he'll say this and that. He shall tell you a real.
I hadn't done that homework. His direct narrative, first-hand history, would have been a given. So it's my
And
responsibility
at some point, I got to let him go.
actually go find.
And I said,
Was at time was it? What were the issues? Read all these documents. I actually read every single page of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Tons and tons of